the immortal flame of the north. Ragnar Lothbrok in the endless nights of the north. A name echoed like a curse. Ragnar Lothbrok, a whisper carried by the frozen wind, a nightmare that crawled into the beds of kings, a destiny watched even by the gods themselves. Ragnar was born with a hunger too vast for any mortal. The world was too small for him. From the moment he opened his eyes, lands, kingdoms, gods, none were powerful enough to contain him. The clash of axes, the shattering of shields, the screams of burning villages. These were his anthem. He rose from the frozen heart of the north, and with every step he took, the world grew darker. Ragnar did not simply conquer, he rewrote the very meaning of fear. Monasteries in England dimmed at the sound of his breath. The towers of France trembled under his rage. Ragnar was the man who made even the sea kneel when waves struck his ship. They retreated, not in defiance, but in respect. Yet his darkest war was not fought on any battlefield. Inside, Ragnar lived an abyss no one could see. Friendships buried in betrayal, a soul fractured by the deaths of his sons, a heart scarred by fate's cruel hand. Every wound meant to break him only sharpened him further. He ceased to be a man. He became the embodiment of wrath. His death, the sacrifice of a god. One day fate chained him, but even in chains, Ragnar looked upon his captors with pity. He had forgotten what defeat felt like. Pain was merely another battle he intended to win. When he stood before King Ella, the world expected to see a broken man, but what stood before them was not broken. It was a silent storm. With every fractured bone and every drop of blood, the darkness inside Ragnar grew heavier, thicker, even as Ella brought him to the serpent pit. Ragnar's faint, mocking smile stabbed the king deeper than any blade. The lid opened. Death slithered inside. The serpents hissing seemed to hush in his presence, as if they feared the monster that had been thrown into their den. Ragnar did not step back. He looked toward the sky, and the darkness reflected in his eyes. Then he roared, "Death may take me, but my sons will drown you in blood. Ella, your kingdoms will burn." The serpents wrapped around him, sinking their fangs deep, tearing flesh and pumping venom. But Ragnar's eyes held no fear, only pride. The pride of a storm about to be unleashed. It was not a man who fell into that pit. It was vengeance that rose from it. Ragnar Lothbrok died that day, but his death ignited the blood of his sons like wildfire. Cities burned, kingdoms fell, and the world trembled before the great heathen army. The rage Ragnar had promised. With his final breath, history wrote only one sentence for him. Even darkness learned to fear Ragnar.